Hey, Codem family. Happy March to you. Today, I'm talking to Char Curry, who is an expert on relationships. And Char, nice to have you to the show today. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Brad. I appreciate you for having me. I'm doing well. And yourself?
Yes, I'm doing fantastic. So I found Char on social media because Char is talking about something that we're all talking about, which is why men have checked out the dating scene in 2026. And so, you ready to have this conversation?
I am. I am so ready, Brad. We've been doing
Yeah.
this for a while. Let's make it happen.
Okay, so my first question to you is this. I'm trying to figure out if the topic is hot, if my algorithm is corrupt, or if black women are just cooked because I see so much information right now about black women won't go 50-50, they won't do this, they won't do that. Are men really checked out the dating scene?
You know what? A lot of men are. A lot of men are. And one of the number one things is because they have done certain work on themselves mentally and spiritually, and they've elevated to a certain level when it comes to that. And what happens is they have to be able to protect their mental state. That's one of the number one things, because what happens is if they don't, then what happens? They end up caring about someone, they end up caring about her. And then if she hurts him or breaks his heart or she treats him badly, then sometimes it's just not good for their mental state, because what happens is it draws them back to the place that they don't want to be in.
Okay. So the reason that I wanted to talk to you is I know you've been doing this for what, 8 years? You've been on
Yes,
social media, kind of
correct.
creating videos and talking to people.
Yes,
And I saw that you have a huge following, right? So you have a catalog of people you've spoken with. So
yes,
you're out there talking to
yes,
people. So what are you
yes.
finding? Why are men checking out? What are some of the top five reasons you think men are checking out the dating scene?
Yeah, so number one is I'm going to say their protection of their mental state.
Okay, okay,
Number two, I'm going to say protection of their finances and their wallets, their assets. Because what happens is a lot of women want to date your pocket, they want to date your bank account, but they don't want to date the man. They're out to get what they can get. So a lot of men are feeling used. Another one is that they're tired of performing. They're tired of, oh, you have to pay me, you have to cash at me to have a conversation. They're tired of being ghosted. And let me okay, so that's 4, right? But the 5th one, I feel like we have to hold the men accountable too.
all right,
I'm the number one female advocate for men, but also a sister to women. But a lot of the men have been hurt, or they have childhood trauma, or from parental heartache, and they have not decided to do their own work yet. So then we have this resistance because they're not there spiritually yet.
right. So with Code M, the goal for us is to save the black family. But before we can save the black family, we always say we have to save the black man.
Yes.
I know as a man, I'm 6 foot tall, income, educated. I've had to work on myself. So for me, if I'm going to do all of this work on myself, I'm not wasting it on a woman who's not worth the value that I think I bring to the table. Are
Wow.
you finding
Say
that
that.
men... All right, so are you finding that men as they, because we have to create our value. We're not born
Mm.
beautiful. We have to create our value, right? So within that, when we're out there looking for women, I'm not dating a woman with bad habits. I'm not dating her with 3 kids with 3 daddies. I'm
Mhm.
not dating somebody who has a mediocre job. I need for her to match and help me elevate myself. I think a lot of women don't understand. If I've worked my butt off to get to where I need to be, I need
Right.
you to assist me to continue to create the kind of value that I've already
Right.
established for myself. Do
Right.
you think a
Right.
lot of women understand that?
No, I don't. And that's where the other word, for the sixth one, let's just go with reciprocity.
Okay.
A lot of men are giving, 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 and a lot of women are taking, 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 taking. And so even to that, you a lot of men don't understand that, like the statistics last time I checked was there is one woman, there's one man to every 120 women, right?
Wow.
And I was
Okay.
talking to my husband last night, and we were talking about the fact that out of those 120, how many are going to be a certain caliber that you would even think about dating, let alone following up with long term or marrying her?
Yeah. Do you know why I
So,
chose to talk to you?
why?
Because
Talk to me.
when I look at who we could have called to have this conversation, most of the women who are out here dispensing advice are not married. They're not
I
married. So
understand.
they're sitting here
I
telling
understand.
people how to get married and they're not married. So it's like, why would I go and talk to a guy who's raising pigs if I want to learn how to raise horses?
Right, right,
You're
right.
married, Shar. So,
Yes.
your perspective comes from the angle of being married. I love
Right.
how your videos talk about what women really need to do if they want to get a husband. So, where did that come from? What made you start doing this?
So you know what? Okay, so to say to that really quick, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent, but I have known I grew up, my great grandparents raised me, so I grew up around older, wise people. I've always been around wisdom. So there were women and men that I grew up around that I gained wisdom from who weren't married, but they didn't have a single mindset. A lot of people think that single people keep single people single, but no, not if they have a there are single people out there who are for relationships, who are for marriages, but they don't have one themselves as of yet. Some of them are widows, some of them, finding their person, whatnot. So I don't want to disregard people that aren't married because wisdom can come from anywhere. That's just my take on it. The reason why I started doing what I do, Brad, is because I saw so much injustice towards men. I saw so much injustice. I'm a certified therapist and celebrity therapist, and so I see it from all across the world. I have clients all across the world, so I was seeing it from the men's perspective and from the women's perspective, but more so from the men's perspective because it's like they feel like they have nowhere to turn. They feel like they're between a rock and a hard place when they get into these situations, and a lot of them find it hard to even come out of that. Right, so there was so much injustice towards men that I saw, like, I was around a lot of strong women, right? So I saw the way my great grandmother treated my great grandfather. Great. They were married until they passed away over 50 years. But then I saw the way my grandmother, my mother, my sisters, and friends around me treated men. And then also I had to look myself in the mirror because, you know what I mean? I was doing certain things that I wasn't proud of. So I had to fix myself. And the more I worked on my internal self, the more I saw very clearly how the men were being treated. So yeah, I started one day and it just hit me, and I've been doing it every day ever since.
Wait. So, I just want to make sure that I understand you. As a married woman, you were making mistakes?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did
Absolutely.
was he correcting you? Was he, getting
He
on
was
you?
trying to, but I was a little hard-headed.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, I give it to you straight, no chase. Like,
All
you know what I
right.
mean? I was
All
a
right.
little hard-headed. So there were certain things, you know what I mean, where I had to go inward and start to work on myself. I went to counseling, went to therapy, groups, look to the elders for wisdom. So I had to check some things. I had to correct some things about myself, and I'm so much better on the other side of it. And I'm still to this day, ladies, I'm still to this day. I am not perfect. I'm still to this day working on things.
And, this is what I try to tell, because we have this conversation a lot in the social circles. When a man is getting on you, he's correcting you, he's demanding a lot from you, he cares. The minute he don't care what you're wearing, he's not correcting you and he's not demanding you become a better person. That's the guy that doesn't want to be your husband.
That's
So
right.
I try to tell women, if you see that the guy is on you and he's challenging you, that's the guy that cares about you. If he's not challenging you to be better, if he's not fixing, or working on you to fix your mistakes or to point them out to you, that's the guy that
Right.
doesn't care about you. You
Right.
better be
Right.
worried if he's not correcting you. What's your
Or
take on
either.
that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree because this is the thing too, because a lot of us are we don't we're not self-aware enough to even correct things. For
Okay.
myself, I've become more self-aware, but still there's times where I still need correction. Sometimes I still overtalk. Sometimes I say things out of turn. And so it's like, okay, I got you. I heard you, honey.
Wow.
And you have to, it's a lifelong thing. Being a wife, being married, being in a long-term partnership, it is a lifelong learning process. You're still learning the person, you're still learning things about yourself, you're still human. So sometimes we're fatigued mentally, emotionally, um physically, and sometimes that can affect our mental state and our thought process. So sometimes it's great to have a partner that can, that you can bounce yourself off of. That way you can be this is for people that want to be their best self, though, Brad. A lot of people don't want to look themselves in the mirror. And one of the top things that my father gave me, I said, Dad, what's the number one piece of relationship advice you can give me? He said, always look in the mirror first.
Okay. So let's have this conversation because men still want to date. We
Yes.
still we still want love. Your advice to men in 2026 would be what? What are the green flags? What are the red flags?
I like to go off of behaviors and not flag colors, but
Okay,
you know
okay.
what I mean?
Talk to me.
You have to get to know the person. A lot of times what happens is they go into it one way and it's like this honeymoon phase, a month, 2 months, and then all of a sudden they start to really see who the person is because they're familiar with one another, they're getting to know each other. And so they have to take time to get to know the person, but also you have to have staying power. A lot of people nowadays, they think that with social media, with DMs and being out there in the world and people coming on to them and all that, they think that they have options, and you really don't. Because listen, 9 times out of 10 the grass is not greener on the other side. It's just not.
Wow.
You have to, like everybody says, you have to water the grass where you are, but a lot of people don't have staying power. I'm leaving, I'm leaving, and what that does is that creates a distrust in your partner, which puts another wedge between you guys on top of the other issues that you were having. So, to go back to your question, I'm going to say be patient, be mindful, um, make sure that she has respect for you, make sure that she has self-respect. Um, also find out how she lives. Find out how she lives. At a certain point, you need to know how she lives. I'm talking about in her home because her
Okay,
home is going to tell you a lot about her. It's going to
okay.
tell you the structure, the demands that she has on herself, and so forth.
Wow.
Right. And then I have to say this because so many times the ladies, what they will do is they will try to, a lot of them will try to rush things and try to create a space for themselves in the man's life. And what happens is it's like love bombing. It's like love bombing. It's like, oh, she's just perfect. And all of a sudden she's created this space. So then he starts to care for her rapidly. And then she ghosts him or has a roster, has other people waiting on her.
Wow. Do you think social media plays a role? I really feel like we were not meant to see so many beautiful women online with no clothes on, Char. It's just ridiculous. That's all you see. It's almost like a woman that has on clothes is more attractive to me now than all the naked. It's like it's so rare to see a woman online dressed.
Yes. Yes, it is. But let's call a spade, right? Because um this is the thing. And I don't know what your exact question was, but I want to say this really quick because you touched on it. When it comes to social media does not break up relationships. I've been talking about this for over 6, 7 years.
Talk to me.
Social media doesn't. It's the integrity of the person. If you have integrity about yourself, you have transparency, and you respect yourself and you respect your partner, then you're not going to do certain things. You're not going to be answering DMs. You're not going to follow certain accounts. If you know that you're married or in a relationship and you are on social media and you're following certain accounts, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful and it's setting yourself up for something that you don't need in your life. You know what I mean? And then besides that, there is, social media is great for certain things, but a lot of times you follow certain things so it comes up in your algorithm.
Right, right.
Okay. And then on top of that, a lot of times people embarrass their partner by following certain pages. Because if your page is public and people are, especially if you're a well known person, right? And then people are seeing what your spouse is following, that's embarrassing. Because why are you following certain things when you're in a long term committed relationship or you're married? It's disrespectful to your union. It makes you
Now,
guys look very embarrassing.
let's continue that conversation for a second. So, you're in a relationship, you're with somebody. Do you have to delete exes off your social media?
In my opinion, they should be gone.
They should be gone. Okay.
They should be gone. Because this is the thing, right? If you've already had intimacy with this person, it's just why would you even want that there? Why would you even want that there? And not only for yourself, but also to make sure your partner feels secure. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of people have different they have different views and everything on this, but also, those exes, they'll send that text message, oh, Merry Christmas, thinking it's innocent, oh, happy birthday, oh, happy Valentine's Day. Oh, they're just sending funny videos to your spouse. No, not okay. They shouldn't be able to contact you at all. If there are no children involved, your exes should not be able to get in touch with you
Wow. Okay,
because you
Shar.
respect your relationship, you respect your marriage.
So let's switch sides for a second, right? So we know men have checked out. So what can a woman do today to make a man check back in? What can she become for him to make him want to date her?
She needs to, first of all, she needs to know who she really is. A lot of these people out here, they're dating or they want to date or they want to get married, but they don't even know who they are. They don't know what their purpose in life is. And so they have to know who they are as a person. They have to know where their goals are, where they're going. Also, to some degree, and I'm not religious or anything like that, but when it comes to your spiritual self, you have to have that intact. You have to know who you are spiritually. You have to know where your purpose and your goals are. And it's you have to be so self-aware that you can check yourself before your partner even has to check you.
Wow.
There can be
Wow.
times where your partner comes in and checks you or makes some, ask you to make some corrections, but you should be so self-aware that you're checking yourself on a daily basis. And also, you got to do check-ins with, and also let me just say this, have people around you that are not yes men. That goes for men and women. Don't have yes men around you. Do not have people around you that don't have a positive mindset on relationships. Be involved in your relationship. A lot of times
Wow.
people are miserable in their relationships, and so why would they have why would they have a certain perspective about the camaraderie and the congruency in your relationship and be able to encourage you if they're miserable in their relationship or their relationships are all out of whack. They got a side chick, they got a side dude. I don't want no relationship advice from you.
Right. Right.
Your life is falling apart.
Right. Right. So Shar, I'm looking at your content. I started to follow you after had our initial conversation. And so as I watch your content, are you developing content for women or for men? Because I like how you talk to women, but it seems like men benefit from your content more.
You know what? I make content for healthy relationships. I want to see people's relationships thrive. I love, love, love doing individual therapy and counseling with my people, but my passion is couples.
Okay.
And I have helped so many couples over the years stay together. And it's just it's amazing to be able to be that, that tool
Yeah.
in someone's union. I mean, I have people that still come back years later and say, Shar, you know what? Thank you so much. I had someone reach out yesterday. I'd worked with him and his wife for about 2 years, and he was like, thank you for everything. But
So
yeah,
wait. Let's go a little deeper into that for a second. So you do couples
excuse me.
therapy?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And are you finding, because the thing for men, right? The latest thing is don't date a female who didn't have a father in her life, right? How many people can do that though? Who can go back and get that? Who can go back and correct that? Who even knows what's wrong if they didn't have the father? So, do
Right.
you do anything in that regard if a female
When
just doesn't know what's expected of her or how to respect her man?
Yeah. So the thing about that, Brad, and I always have like different viewpoints than most
Okay.
people out there. So when it comes to that, I will never disregard a woman or a man who didn't have either a mother or father in their life because things happen in life. My father was killed when I was 6 or 7 years old. So,
My
I mean,
condolences.
just just thank you. But just due to the fact that I didn't have a father doesn't mean that I'm not a good woman.
Right, right,
So there were certain things that I had to teach myself over the years and that I had to learn from my uncles and my brothers and things like that. But don't disregard her just because she didn't have her father growing up, because you don't know why she didn't. And certain ones, they were, on drugs, they were out of the home, they were working a lot. Some fathers were present physically but weren't present spiritually or
right,
emotionally. So
right.
there's the absent father, there's so many different layers to that. But I'm gonna say, don't. A lot of times, what they do is they will slim their pickings just based on certain things that they hear on social media. So you hear buzzwords. Oh, she got a father wound. Oh, she got daddy issues. And then what they do is it gets ingrained in them. And then when they come across a woman like that, she's automatically xed out of the box.
Wow,
But she
wow.
could very well be a great woman.
That's
She could
interesting.
be a great woman.
So let's just say, a couple gets engaged or they're thinking about walking down that aisle. When do they engage you?
You know what? Some come to me for premarital, but a lot of times they come to me with the SOS white. They're like, "Help me."
Oh, okay, okay.
I get a lot of
So
SOSs.
you're
I get a
saying that
lot of
they're three
SOS.
years, they're 7 years in, they're thinking about getting a divorce. You're the
Yes.
last stop.
Yes. I mean, there's people that come to me that've been married for 30, 40 years. There's people that come to me in their 70s.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I get them from their 20s up into their 70s.
Do you
So
find a difference between a Gen X like myself than a Gen Z? Are the problems different, or would you say they're the same?
I'm going to say across the board, for the most part, they're the same because regardless, we're all still human. It's still going to be the man and the woman. And a lot of times, a lot of people will equate age or the fact that somebody's been together for so long, they'll take that as wisdom. But a lot of people who have been together for years are miserable.
Wow.
They have this longevity, but then they live in misery. And then also we have, we have to put into it the personalities of the two individuals or three, because people do their own things relationally, right? When we add different personalities and different love languages and different communication styles and different learning styles and things of that nature, we can there's levels. There are so many levels to it. A lot of people think that everything's linear, and here I come. I get the eagles. I get the bird's eye view of it, and I'm like, okay, well, this and this and this and this is going on, and this is what needs to happen. So it's like relationship 911 when they come to me.
Listen, I'm putting you on my speed dial just in case, you know.
I got you.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Brad. How can I help
yeah.
you?
Because I love being in love. I love to give. I love having that permanent plus one, where instead of trying to find somebody to go to the event, you got that plus one right there. So I know people love love. I just don't know why right now it's so hard for people to find love. I mean, like, we're hearing that women are going to be lonely. The loneliness epidemic is coming. Is that real? Are you seeing that?
You know what? I'm seeing that with certain calibers of women, but even to go back to what you're saying about, a lot of us love love and we want the love that we feel like we deserve, but also we have to be willing to put in the work. A lot of times what happens is people are so very selfish, especially in the sorry, in this today in this world today where it's like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They think that everything is about them. Everybody is so self-consumed. They don't understand that you have to be selfless. If you want to have a partner and you want that relationship to thrive, you have to be selfless. You have to put your person first. You have to look in that mirror. You have to make sure you're catering to your person. A lot of times people have such a me mentality that they don't even want to cater to their person. They think that cooking and cleaning and giving him massages and doing his nails and his feet, they think that that's slavery. A lot of women, modern women, they call it slavery. And on the other side of that, we have to talk about the fact that there are different calibers of women. Some women will take care of you. They will cater to you. They will cook. They will clean. They will not gripe, and they will be that loving person for you. A lot of women aren't. So, like I
Okay.
said, out of that 120 women, you probably find 4 or 5. You probably find 4 or 5. And she's still not going to be perfect. You're still gonna have to correct her. You still gonna have to call some things out. She's still gonna need to work on herself. But if she can cover that at this point, it's like if she can cover that 70 to 80% of the list or whatever you're looking
Yes.
for. You
Yes.
you better you better get her and run. You better
Yes.
tuck her away in the bunker somewhere.
Man,
We
listen.
are far few and in between.
Right. Right. And when you find the right one, what you're basically saying is stick to it. Don't give up.
Yes.
Stay in the fight.
Stay
Uh,
empowered.
get the counseling if you have to get it.
Yes.
The one thing I like, is if you can get into a healthy relationship, get around other happily married couples. I think, and you said it. I'm a challenge you on this because they always say single women keep women single. You're saying you disagree with that. Is that what you were saying?
I'm saying it's not that I disagree. I just have a different perspective about it because what happens is if she's single and she's miserable and she has a single mindset, then that's one thing. But some people are single and they love love. They actually encourage relationships. They're some of the wisdom forces in a lot of relationships. So I'm not going to count anybody out because I from my experience and my knowledge, there are so many people out there who can give wisdom, and a lot of people disregard them based on their relational status. But you can learn so much from some elders and people of that
Right.
nature. So
Right.
I
Okay,
don't
Char.
disregard anybody.
All right.
Everybody always has something positive to offer, no matter what.
So I got to go here for a second because this was the hot topic of 2025, right? The 50-50 thing. Now, I've talked to financial experts. My parents were married. I know for a fact in my relationship that being together means that we can save for the future. We have more buying power. Life is easier together. I am confused as to why a woman would not want to get with a man, combine the incomes to create financial security, financial future, retirement. What is going on with this whole 50-50? I won't do 50-50.
It's a mindset, and it's also the certain things that they listen to on social media. Like I said, social media is an amazing tool, but when you follow certain things, what happens is, unbeknownst to them, subconsciously, it gets into their spirit, and what happens is they start to think a certain way, right? And let me just say this, when it comes to the 50-50, in today's society is different than 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago, right? So a lot of times they don't understand that the market for housing and careers and jobs and all that, very few people can live with just the one income now because
Right,
of the way society is, right?
right, right,
But also, if you are going to give your spirit and your body to this individual, why wouldn't you want to go 50-50 with them if that's what needs to happen? And sometimes it may be 70-30, sometimes it may be 100. Like there are certain, when you we call it throw in your lot. You heard the term before? When you
uh-huh,
throw in your lot with somebody,
okay,
that means you guys are a team. Yours is mine, mine is yours, and if
yes,
you ain't got it, I got it, and
right,
and and together we go. And even if we both don't have, we're gonna make it happen.
right,
We're
right,
going to make it happen. But a lot of people, they're so selfish, and the almighty dollar has started to control so many people to where they want to be able to keep their money, but they want to spend their partner's money, and it's just a lose-lose situation for all of them. And Dr. Boyce Watkins, I know you know who that is. He's a great
yes,
friend of mine.
okay,
Dr. Claude Anderson. I've been studying him for years. So and so I reference them to this point. A lot of people are ignorant when it comes to finances. So that's the reason why they think 50-50 is a bad idea. When you learn more about finances and you get more wisdom about financials,
right.
then you'll think differently. Your mindset will change about what the dollar is supposed to even do.
Wow. All right. I got to ask you a couple final questions here because I told you we keep you to 30 minutes. Give me one of your best success stories where you came in, her mindset was completely jacked up. She went through your training and now she is the perfect, example of the tutelage that you gave her. Is there an example out there you can give me?
Okay, so I was dealing with a couple, and
Okay.
and it's not against HIPAA because I'm not saying their names,
Okay. All
okay?
right.
I was dealing with a couple. She had a lot going on mentally, but also she had stepped out of the marriage.
Oh, shoot.
So this was a point of working with them individually, her needing to do certain things to build his trust, him needing to, be able to, be so mindful and get himself out of that PTSD rut from the wife
Woo.
stepping
That's
out. Yeah.
hard.
Yes. So I worked with both of them initially, and then I worked with her and went through the mentoring coaching process. And they're still together now. They're doing, more amazing than they were before. But they came to me at the relationship 911.
How does that make
They
you feel to be able to help people at that level?
It is very, very, very rewarding
That's
because that's
exciting.
that's my whole thing. Like I said, I am for healthy relationships. Yes, I'm the number one female advocate for men, but I'm a sister to women. But I am for healthy relationships, thriving relationships. Like that's why it's so imperative to be transparent, honest, and have integrity when it comes to not only yourself but with your partner. It's
Yeah.
imperative.
Yeah. And Code M family, if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to the channel and Char's channel. We're going to put her information down in the body of the podcast. And the thing that I love about how you approach it is because you're hard on women. You're tough, Char.
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, like,
Yeah.
I watch your videos and I'm like, you go, you tell them. They need to be told. But what I just heard you also say is you're a friend to women because the truth is it will set you free. And I think they need to hear the truth.
Yeah, because I did so much work on myself for years. I mean,
Yeah.
it was never an easy process. There were nights I cried. There were nights I had to journal. There were nights I couldn't even cry because I was hurt so much by what I had discovered inwardly. It's like,
Okay.
okay, you got to change this and that. But you know what? The work is worth it. The work is worth it. You have to be willing to work on yourself. Stop pointing the finger, poking at him and blaming him, and actually look at yourself. And also, ladies, go to your person, go to your husband, go to your boyfriend and ask him, "Babe, what are some give me the top 3 things that you want me to work on?"
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
just start knocking them out one by one. And this is the thing, also, they have to understand that they're not alone. If they can't do it themselves, then they can reach out for help.
Yeah.
They can
That's
reach out for help.
fantastic. That is
Yeah.
fantastic. I love the fact that you're here. Thank you for joining the show. and podcast and talking to us. I owe your husband a cigar because I'm sure without his support, you couldn't do what you're doing because he's probably
Not at
like,
all.
girl, I'm watching you do your thing. I'm watching you save families. I'm watching you save marriages. So, Char, I congratulate you. You're doing fantastic. Keep it up. We're going to continue to keep in touch. I may have you come back and
Let's do it.
yeah, I want to talk to you in a couple months about why women fumble good men.
Ooh.
Because that's
You
a
know, that
whole
post
different
is still
topic.
going viral right now. That
I
post is
bet.
still going viral.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Let's talk about
Yeah,
that for
for
a
sure.
second because
Yeah.
I see that women will the guy that she said was too nice, she'll let him go and then she struggles to find him again and he becomes the standard that she let go. I'm so
Right.
confused by that. So
Right.
that I'm teeing that up for the
Delusion.
audience. Like, okay. All right. So that's going to be our next topic. Are you ready for that?
All right. I'm
Okay.
ready.
All right. So with that, I love this conversation. I thank you so much. And with that, say goodbye to our Codem audience, and I'll see you on the other side.
Thanks so much for having me.
All right.